See where we end up. I could just dock up. But the problem with docking up in Pochven is that's how you get gate camped. Or station camped, rather. Where am I? Oh, I'm in Sakenta.
Warp drive active.
Ah! Oh, man. Oh, there's a disrupted gate, but there's a war post here, too. I definitely don't want to hang around, then. There's the disrupted gate.
Warp drive active.
Who cares about station camp? Just start a new character, get a new Astero, and do this again. The point is that I'm simulating somebody who gives a shit. Like a new bro. Not a fully new bro, but like... I'm simulating a person with like a million... or like maybe a month into the game, right? So they've done some yeet exploration. They've got a feel for how exploration works. And now they want to kind of take it up to the next level. So they want to step into an Astero. We're just focusing on whether or not that's a bad idea or not. So I have to do everything legit. There is a station, however. Eventually, you'll have a whole fleet of Asteri. Well, this is actually one of the reasons why I think that Pochven is very interesting. So here's the thing about Pochven that a lot of people haven't paid attention to. This is the piece. It took me a long time to figure this out. So maybe I was the last person, but I don't think so. So the secret is these filaments right here, right? These glorification Divana filaments are available for purchase in the NPC stations. Spitballs don't have... No, T3 destroyers don't have a scan bonus, does it? I just realized I can scan. I'm stupid. Let's go ahead and scan. Maybe I can find the wormhole. How do I scan again? There we go. So the thing about those Divana filaments is that what I think that needs to happen is we need to see more solo and small gang groups that live in Pochven. Don't try to control Pochven or anything like that, or fucking whatever. You live in Pochven, and then whenever you want to, you undock, yeet out, gain some resources or whatever, and then use your filament to get back in. And it really doesn't matter where you end up in Pochven, because you live in Pochven. You just dock it all up, and then you can move things into position wherever you can. And while the station bonuses aren't great, like, with that much access to low-sec and null-sec stuff, I think that could be a totally viable option. Because the glorification filaments, Divana filaments, will bring you to... Golly gee willikers, there is so many... Wait a minute. I bet you that is a group running a site? I mean, as long as I don't see combat scanners, I'm technically okay. All right, there's the first wormhole. Now, these wormholes are also going to be super dangerous. Just scanning them down is not enough. Although, if it's an Edencom one, because this character has neutral standings, I should be... Oh, God, there's a mobile large warp disruptor, too. All right. Well, this is getting spooky fast. Whatever I was saying before, oh, Divana filaments, whatever. I don't remember any of it at this point, so I'll get back to it when I get there. In the meantime, I have something very squirrely to do. Fuck! Don't do that. All right, so this wormhole, the warp disruption bubble is in that direction, which man, I don't know. Basilisks, Gila, Magus, fuck, Paladin, Legion. Okay, well, fuck. All right. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna warp to this wormhole at range, and then immediately warp off after we're gonna bookmark the wormhole at the site, and then warp off.
Warp drive active.
I'm not dissing Strybog. What? When did I diss Strybog? There's nothing wrong with bigger organizations in here. I was just saying that. Fuck. Not the right one.
Warp drive active.
So this one has sleepers on the outside, which means it'll lead to wormhole space. So I just didn't even bother bookmarking it. I mean, I do have a redemption that forces me to post something in local. Let's get a different position on this wormhole to be able to scan it. See, this is the part that's interesting to me, right? Like, all this other stuff that we do, like just normal hacking or running around or whatever, like that's fine. But like, I have a problem right now, right? Like, I need to figure out whether or not I can get around this wormhole. Fuck! Fuck it.
Warp drive active.
Gotta go now. This is where the large warp disruption bubble is going to be. Nope. Excellent.
Warp drive active.
Now, there's a reasonably good chance that they could, or not a reasonably good chance, but there is a chance that they could get back into position right now and cut me off. But this is also my best way out. So let's go.
Warp drive active.
I'll salute in local right before jumping out. How about that? If I make it. Whoa, whoa. Oh, 7's in local. Jump out. Now there could be trig on this side, which there is. But none of those scram. So
Warp drive active.
I made it, guys. So 3 to 4 hours of just running around in nullsec. I didn't get that much money doing it. I made 80 million or so doing it. But I mean, if anything, we proved that this strategy is 100% viable. Whew. And I'm in Caldari space already. Let's see how far away from Jita I am. I am... Come on. Hammer and Nails, thank you for joining us down the rabbit hole of Jeeve Online. I'm 3 jumps from Jita, guys. That's it. 3 jumps from Jita. So, you could do this... You can do this in a T1 exploration frigate, obviously. Like, everything I did just now, there's no reason why I was in an Astero. I could have done the exact same thing in a Heron, or I could have done the exact same thing in an Anathema. It's fine. So, you know, you could do this for like 2-3 million ISK. And as you can see, like, I even used the filaments to get home, and it was easy peasy. I decided I wanted to get home, and 15 minutes later I was. Yeah, keep Pochven filaments on your with you in wormholes at all times. I personally believe that they need to nerf the filaments in wormhole space, give them a spool up time or something. But until they do, you're dumb to not have them. Yeah, you just have to be on your toes. This is why when people say to new players that this, or when people tell me that this is a bad thing to recommend to new players, fuck you. First of all, the assumption that a new player could have a negative experience and then just fail off because of it, yes, it could happen. But like, why would you assume that, right? Like, if I yeeted out and then went and did stuff and it was like, and it got blown up, every single time that I've gone, like, had somebody yeet out and they ended up losing it, guess what? That moment is exciting. It makes you want to do it again, right? Like, 4 hours of just hacking cans and not getting anything done, or not encountering anybody or whatever, that's boring. But having this, like, culmination of being hunted and then finally exploding and all this stuff, like, that's exciting. And if it costs like 3 million ISK, you do it again. That teaches people a way to play the game. It lets you go off and have an adventure. And I think that that's an amazing thing for new players to do. I mean, the exit filament might put you someplace really nasty, but it'll probably put you in low sec, which honestly should be fine. Exactly. I recommend, that's why I made this Reddit post like years ago. Let's see, Yeet Exploration. It's funny because, or a year ago, because somebody, well, I guess Pochven's not that old. Somebody even commented that in a different post that they used this and recommended it. And I love that a lot of people have really gotten a lot of value out of this one little post. But yeah, like seriously, if you want an adventure, Yeet Exploration is the way to fucking do it. It costs you 3 minutes, 3 million or so. You could make hundreds of million depending on what happens. And like I said, it's something that EVE Online has been missing, which is an adventure in a box, right? Like, the good thing about instance stuff is that it's like, oh, well, you can... Instance stuff allows you to, like, ensure that there's or queuing. You know, these are ways that games ensure that you go on some sort of adventure easily. But these Yeet Exploration filaments, you don't know what's going to happen, but it's an adventure, and every adventure is different, right? I think it's a great option. But as I said, if somebody lives in Pochven, then they have the option of either using Yeet filaments to go do exploration, or or ESS raids in nullsec, and then they can use Divana filaments to land in high-sec and low-sec systems. But here's the thing about that. Those high-sec and low-sec systems are Triglavian minor victories, and a lot of people avoid Triglavian minor victories. So you can yeet into low-sec and mine there and be probably fine, because A, there's not going to be that many people in there to give you problems. B, there's probably going to be ore there because there's no one mining it because it's too dangerous. And C, if you have good enough standings with the Triglavians, they will defend you. So then you go out there, you go to low-sec, you extract the low-sec minerals, and then you just bring it fucking home. Easy peasy, in, out, no problem. That's why they said, harvest in the fields of glorification. Hunt in the fields of glorification. That's the low-sec and high-sec Triglavian minor victories. That's a piece, like, I was doing one of Dutch Gunner's standings fleets in Pochven, and we were giving out these filaments, and I had a Divana, and I always thought of a Divana as being like a worse extraction filament. But if you think about it from the terms of the person who lives in Pochven, who needs to go out to get things and bring them back, or go out to do things and then come back, that is not only effective, but if you think about it, it's the Triglavian way. Why do the Triglavians have tier 1 filaments in their cargo hold? Because that's how they get home. Why don't they have a different filament? Because they already used it to get out here, right? They filament out of Abyss, they raid us, and then they filament home. That's why they have filaments in their cargo hold. That's how they get in and out. And now we can do the same thing. You can that's why I've said from the very beginning of Pochven, the best thing to do in Pochven is just to simply go native. Be like the Triglavians are. Roam around, hunt the shit in Pochven, raid outwards, kill, punish, steal, loot, everything on the outside, and bring it all in to Pochven, where your resources are and your stronghold is, knowing that no one can kick you out of it because it's an NPC station. There's no, it's a play style, and it's a play style that I think a lot more people can get into. And I think that the thing that I'm really surprised at is that we don't see more streamers getting into that, right? Because like that's fucking perfect for streamers, or you know, if what you do is ESS raids, then do it from Pochven. Stop needing to get home or to high-sec in order to deal with your little tokens. Stop trying to use asset safety to save the tokens. Just go back to Pochven, dock them up, and then eat out again. It's the perfect on-demand content that is manageable. It is everything that a wormhole is, but without any of the bullshit of having to like scan down your chains in order to do anything. I appreciate that, Emily, but I've been saying this for a while. Here, I will timestamp that so that way I can pull out that rant. How about that? The problem is that even if I timestamp them, I still have to go back and actually like extract these things out. There's a tool that lets us get highlights, but again, like it takes time to do all that. So if anybody's interested in going through my stuff and helping me, transfer content over to YouTube and or any kind of, if you want to help me out with making YouTube videos, if you want to be part of my production team, we want to work together. I have skins to give out for payment.